That's 3.5 inside your 4-inch square tubing, but that's only 2.5. Well, I burned a really good wood in here for test burn. This is walnut, and it is a good wood. Okay, if I blow down here, just blowing in here, it would flare up and burn better. Okay, we're not getting enough air, so this is what I did. Don't get shocked. Don't get alarmed. What the did he do? This gained about another inch, so I'm 3.5 by 3.5 inches. This piece, by the time I got cut out of there, see how it's not square again? We will space it. We'll fill in the gap with welds. We'll grind it, so you'll never know it. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a tube on here. Instead of a shelf in here, which is just gonna choke it off more, we're gonna make a tube here. And we may make a little flapper to adjust the air too. That way we can pack this full of wood and you still have airspace. So we can pack it not full, but pack it good with wood. I mean, put a whole bunch of these, half a dozen in here. Some of them came out this oddball shape. Put the fat end in here first, like this. See? Get that burning. Okay. When we cut this, we end up cutting. We cut this off. This is a mess. We had to cut from this direction because we had a piece of metal welded here. We came up this far when we built this off the bottom. Call this the floor, the base. So we came up this far. We should have left that open and burned it and plugged it, even with some aluminum foil. Then took it out to see how it burned. But that's what this is all about. Experimenting, trying different things. You can see where I slotted clear into here to get this. I kind of got a little too far over here. This side was perfectly clean. Kind of hard to see when the sparks are flying. You got your goggles on. And great big welding gloves. I wear gloves like this with the grinder. I mean, long sleeve shirt. You can see how that shirt's burned up over the... I don't wear nothing good when I'm working. Anyway, back to the story. We're going to have more gap here. So what we're going to do before we even build this, we're going to fire this up again, okay? We'll fire this up again, and we'll see how good it burns. And then we'll block it off. We'll just take a stick or something, like I said, ball up some aluminum foil. Block it off, see what it burns like. Keep removing it. And I know it's going to burn better, because if I just blew through here, and I'm not big-winded, long-winded, but some may disagree, but if it ain't fun, I don't want to do it. That'll be nice. It doesn't have to come all the way up here either. I can have just an air tube come up so far, and I can put a little door on it or something, and open and close it. And this may turn out to be a good design. And to mention it again, if nobody's even seen any of the build parts, this is just all made out of pieces of steel. This is not a piece of 4-inch, because this is 1/4-inch stuff right here. This ain't like the cheap, thin stuff. Most of the stuff you buy now is probably about this thick. This is 3/16, or metric, or whatever they do with it. But I designed this hopper so it would slope, and it would also slope this way. Well, like I said, this only came out to be 2.5. The inside of these tubes is 3.5 inch. So I think we covered that. And the next thing you'll see is how it burns. Okay, this has only been burning a couple minutes. Let's put some paper. I do have a couple sticks vertical up in here. Do that. Help get it to draw. So we'll pause and we'll let it burn a little bit here and see what it does. There's that train. We got freight trains going back and forth, and we have coal train that goes north. So this one's coming south, so it's either empty coal cars or freight cars. Also, I've decided to make that tube just as long as this, going down the side. I want it to draw. I know rocket stoves draw, you gotta have a long tube this way, so we're gonna make it all the way up here. This is better wood than the maple I was burning. It has more fuel in it, like the sap from the walnut there. So it does burn good in my wood stove. It does soot up too. It's wood that'll creosote up your chimney, but we're gonna make this tube just as long as this. We'll pause when it gets quiet, traffic's gone and the train's gone. We'll see if we can get the rocket sound to it. Okay, we made this out of cardboard real quick. And we did put our glove over this hopper right here, you know, to choke it down and just leave this. And we did lose our nice little sound here. There's not a lot of wood in here. We'll get this firing a little bit more. We don't want to overfeed it and choke out the fire. So hope this ain't too long a video, but those interested, I like watching people experiment and test and see what works. It's getting kind of hot holding this cardboard here, so that's how hot it's getting down here where my fingers and stuff is. So we'll pause here and get it burned a little better. Okay, we're definitely going with this idea. We're going to bring the tube all the way up to the top. There is a difference. If I take this away, it'll slowly lose that good draw that it has. And you'll hear the sound. It'll get quieter. Okay, I have to keep pausing to move this cardboard on and off. It takes two hands to fit it up there, but yes, it is better with this on here. If you take it off, it'll slowly die down. I should have my glove on, but then I can't hang on to it. But this tube will be built all the way. And the more breeze I have blowing towards this hopper, the way it's blowing now, it's blowing across the top, it's blowing towards the hopper, just a slight 5-mile-an-hour breeze, it really picks up better. So in the wind, you definitely want the wind to go down this hopper, not the opposite way, and get smoke in your face. Ooh, cardboard's getting hot. It'll burn this way, but it gets better. It will slowly die down. It was. Of course, I've got so much wood in there. And I got 2 pieces of this vertical in there, helping it to draw. So that's no problem. I can throw them in there and put the pan back on. So I can always have 1 or 2 pieces vertical. I think this will work to cook on. I'm not even going to put my thermometer up there. I know even with the other wood, excuse me, even with the other wood, it was still 375, 400. No problem. So I know I can fry on it. Well, thanks for watching this episode. I'll have one with it all welded up and done, and then we'll be cooking on it. Before I had to blow in it, I had to just to try to get it to flare up. So it is trying to die down again. If I put my cardboard back on there again, it will slowly build back up. See if we see it on camera. To me it is. It's slowly flaming up a little more. Gets a little better sound to it. Once again, thanks for watching. What the hell did he do to this?